Well, I'd like to say good morning to everyone, and so glad that you're part of our team. That's one of the most fulfilling things, is doing work that matters with some great people. One of the things I've just enjoyed reading is just good thoughts by amazing people. And Mr. Rogers, he says some of the most beautiful things about some of the most important and profound ideas. One of the things I actually put on a business card a few years ago was what he talked about, that if you could only sense how important you can be to the people that you meet, that the people that you might not even dream of, the impact that you could have, that at every encounter with another human being, there's part of you that's left in that encounter. Just really cool things. And so I'm going to kick this off with another quote by the great Mr. Rogers. And to do that, I will share my screen. And okay. So here's one of my favorite Mr. Rogers quotes. And wow, this is so good that that appreciation is a holy thing. That when we look for what's best in a person we happen to be with at that moment, we're doing what God does all the time. So in loving and appreciating our neighbor, we're participating in something sacred. Isn't that something? Well, as they say, who is my neighbor? Well, it's the people that we're appreciating and doing something good with. And I think we all have a responsibility to help other people. That's what life is all about, is making a difference in the lives of other people. And we've got a great work to do. And so let's kind of talk about this. Now, also, I think just kind of looking around at this moment in time, there's always problems, but there's some big problems out there. And this is a wonderful thought. This is a great way to look at problems. Every problem is an opportunity. And the bigger the problem, the greater the opportunity. Well, what's some of the big problems out there? Well, here's one that really makes you, just kind of looking around. All of us that have been here, I've seen some dramatic things happen over the last few years, but especially the last couple of decades. Something alarming is happening, and this pretty much very succinctly lays it out, because it's really starting to accelerate. So there is a coming pandemic and approaching gigantic tsunami wave of diabesity. That's combining obesity plus diabetes. People that have both of those, they kind of go hand in hand. Well, 35% of Americans are obese and diabetic. This represents nearly a 25% increase in only 3 years. This is not a healthcare system. There is not a healthcare system in the world that will be able to handle this magnitude of sickness and subsequent health costs. Wow. Okay, so if this diabetes tsunami remains unimpeded, it will likely destroy our healthcare system and potentially take down our whole fragile economy along with it. Is that a problem? That's a big problem. Could there possibly be a solution? Better yet, could there be a simple, easy solution to something? We used to not be in that kind of situation. Wow. Here's a thought right here too. The American healthcare system. You could be anywhere in the world, and if you had a car wreck or had an appendicitis, a heart attack, some kind of accident, pneumonia, this would be the place to be. And a lot of people have argued that the American healthcare system is the best in the world, but is that really true? Here's some thoughts right here. In the blind reliance of drugs, surgery, technology, and medical establishments, the American medical system has inflicted more harm than good on the US population. Oh my goodness, this is from the Journal of American Medical Association. Doing more harm than good? My goodness. Here's some other thoughts. If you Google around, you'll find Johns Hopkins Johns Hopkins article. And wow, so the experts there have calculated that about 250,000 deaths per year are due to medical error. Oh, wow. A lot of places that doesn't show up. We all know that the leading causes of death are cancer and heart disease. But if you put all of these things together, and then what the John Hopkins team says, that the way of collecting health statistics fails to classify medical errors separately on the death certificate. And the incidence rates of deaths directly attributable to medical care gone awry haven't been recognized in any standardized method of collecting national statistics. Well, now they are. Okay, the medical coding system was designed to maximize billing for physician services, not to collect national health statistics as it's currently being used. And so this is just kind of being overlooked, but top ranked causes of death or cancer, heart disease, they get a lot of attention, but medical errors, they're not on the list and nobody's seeing it. However, just looking at numbers, this is a scary, sobering thought right here. Oh my goodness. And diabesity, what do they have for that? Drugs, you've got to change your lifestyle. And here's something that's really alarming. Okay, back in 1960, the percentage of healthcare expenditures as a share of gross national product, it was 5% in 1960. Today, it's getting close to 20% of the gross national product. Nobody can afford that. We are on a collision course. Are we that poorly made? I think human beings are magnificently made, but we're not taking care of our equipment. Oh my goodness. I always kind of think in my mind, just go into a grocery store and look at what's in other people's grocery carts. We're feeding this wonderful machine things like that. Some grocery carts, in my opinion, don't even have food in it. They've got things cleverly disguised as food and people are ingesting them, but that couldn't really truly be nourishment. Well, something I believe that we offer people as Avini Health is something to fight for. A crusade. One of my very favorite books I've ever read is All You Can Do Is All You Can Do by A.L. Williams. This was written some time ago, but it's so apropos. It's a story of a high school coach, very happy in a minor town, a small high school. And then something happened to him, a crisis, a big problem. And short and end of it is he became a trigger, a key figure in changing a whole billion-dollar business. The whole model has been forever changed because of him. And this is some notes from that book. Wow. You want to find something that's bigger than you are. Wow. If you can find a cause with an impact that reaches beyond your own personal wants and needs, most people perform at their best when they're part of something bigger than themselves. People need to see themselves involved as active participants in some great event. You do these things with other people together, that is a rich and abundant life. And so health, could there be anything more important than health? If you have lots of money, but you don't have health, that doesn't really matter that much. Anything there is with health is a whole lot better. Without health, it just isn't as good. So healthy, wow. And Chip Littlejohn brought something up that just has made me think quite a bit. We've all know about blue zones. A blue zone is a geographical area that's been shown that if you live within that area, you just naturally gain benefits of being healthier and living longer. Wow. And when you come in, you gain the benefits. If you leave, you lose. But he brought this point up that all of the things that Avini Health does, there's a lot of clinical stuff about the things that we use that indicate that Well, it's good for you. And we could actually create our own personalized blue zone by adopting Avini Health into our lifestyle. Isn't that a powerful thought? And letting other people know about it too. This could be a crusade. It could certainly make a difference in some of the things that we're already talking about. And so the blue zone, I'd like to talk about something else, the entrepreneurial zone. We could join Avini Health and enter the entrepreneurial zone by not just using the product ourselves, but sharing it purposefully with others. Now, entrepreneurs, a lot of talk is about entrepreneurs versus other people. There's a certain mentality when you become an entrepreneur. They're willing to take upon them the responsibility for their own financial success and security. I think health-wise, that's the same thing. If we want to be healthy, we need to take that responsibility on ourselves. To expect no one else, an employer, the government, an institution, to do that for them. Also, when you enter the entrepreneurial zone, it's really exciting. This is where you have unlimited income, but also you have unlimited or very limited ability. It could be basically, I've heard it said, it can be the highest hard work you'll ever do or the easiest low pay that you'll ever do. And so here we are, understanding that in this type of environment, you don't get paid until you first create value, living and working by the notion they always have to make themselves useful to the consumer. Well, your only security, your real security, is in your ability to perform. And that's kind of how it goes anyway. But that's what we'd like to talk a little bit about today, is learn how to build a business. Isn't that exciting? And so here's the two economies. Entrepreneurs, that's all about results, and it has infinite possibilities, no limitations whatsoever. And the other side is get a job, and it's all about clearly defined. This is when we go to work. This is your job description, do that. This is when lunch is, all that sort of thing. And it's very linear, go to work and get paid, time and effort. That's a good thing. However, my feeling is entrepreneur, where you can kind of look at what Jim Rohn says, that profits are better than wages. When you're looking for work, you want to have ownership. You want to have a part in the end result. So entrepreneurs, again, no guaranteed income, but unlimited opportunity, expanding income possibilities, create your own value. Wow, have a higher purpose, change things, be a change maker. The other one, time, effort, those people are just seeking security, something highly predictable, limited opportunity, lots of bureaucratic hassles and dependency. It can change you. I know people that went to work for things like that, and within a few years, it really I took the stuffing out of them. It just, oh goodness, it can really change you in ways I don't want to be changed. So this is one of the big things right here, is belief. If you really believe in something, something wonderful happens to your reality, if you're believing in the right things, of course. But this is, I think, really fundamental if you're taking a look at Avini Health specifically, that if you absolutely believe in the rightness and goodness of what you're doing, then you will succeed. And then nothing great was ever accomplished without enthusiasm. And so a lot of what we do with Avini Health is just a transfer of enthusiasm. Brian Tracy says it well. People like to buy from someone who really believes. And this is really fun. H.L. Hunt, famous billionaire, he was asked what it takes to be successful. And he says, well, decide what you want. And then decide that you're going to be willing to pay a price, because everything has a price. What are you willing to give up? Now, I'd like to just say right here, if you give up something of lesser value and you gain something of greater value, to me, that's a bargain. I think so often when we think of having to do something or paying a price or sacrificing. I believe we're enjoying a price, that not doing it, settling for a mediocre life, that's the ultimate price to pay. This is something that just get it out of your system. Go for it. Don't lead out your life in cautious, I'll say that word again, in cautious mediocrity. Wow. And so decide what you want, be willing to pay the price or enjoy the price, and then get to work. Just go for it. That's such a big thing. And this is a thought right here. People who are not committed to what they do lead very empty lives. So everything is a choice. Make the choice consciously, not by default. This is one of the most critical things along the line with H.L. Hunt. I would say decide what you want to do, be willing to pay the price, go to work, but be guided in what you do by having someone that you're meeting with that's already where you want to be. Wow. And then learn to do what they're doing. And then over time, everyone is all about results. What we do, it gives results, and it can compound if we do the same thing day after day. And pretty soon we'll have the same results as the mentor that we have. And so being in Avini Health successfully is having a mentor and then becoming a mentor. Some of the things I like to do is just kind of, here's a thought right here that we should always be thinking about with your mentor. That let's say a year from now, that's a way to really measure progress. So if you're deciding to do something with Avini, don't decide every day, am I going to do this or not? Make that commitment. I would say at least make a 1-year commitment, and then be kind of thinking in your mind, if we were meeting a year from today, what has to have happened for you to feel happy about your progress? But along that way, a year from now, what's it going to be like? To make sure that we're happy about that progress is day to day. Everything is about doing it every day. So I tell people, if I'm their mentor, call me every day, but not just to talk. Certainly that's a lot of fun, but also just kind of begin by making a list. What is that? Well, every business is all about people. So make a list of all the people that you would enjoy having relationships with, people that you like, but also people that you feel would be interested in what we have. As far as the product, they have an interest in health already, and look for people who are ambitious and hungry that might enjoy having a business. Okay, this is one of my all-time favorite thoughts, a decision. Wow, destiny, isn't that a wonderful word? It is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. Here's another Tony Robbins idea right here. One reason so few of us achieve what we truly want is that we never direct our focus. Let me stop right there. Focus. I heard this acronym, FOCUS, follow one course until success. Isn't that something? If you want to be successful, be focused. And so if you want to achieve, direct your focus. Don't be all over the place. Where we live and what we do now, internet and all that kind of stuff, it's designed for us to lose our focus. It's designed to make us have ADD. One of the most valuable things is learning how to focus. Most people, they fail to achieve because they never concentrate their power. Most people dabble their way through life, never deciding to master anything particular. Well, that's my challenge to you, is decide to be really, really good in Avini Health. Decide to be one of the top people in it. It's not much different than being mediocre. We love you no matter what you do, but you can have so much potential if you just be focused and do good things day after day after day, and you'll have this compound effect. Success is not a matter of chance. This is something I think is really powerful, is become a respected individual and look for those kind of people of influence. When a respected individual attempts a vital behavior and succeeds, this one act alone can go further in motivating others to change than almost any other source of influence. This is from a wonderful book with the exciting title, Influencer, The Power to Change anything. When a respected individual attempts a vital behavior, I love thinking about Roger Bannister. Everyone knew you couldn't run a mile in 4 minutes or less. Well, he thought he could, and he did. Once he did, that respected individual succeeded in that very amazing thing. Then other people started doing it almost immediately. Oh my goodness. So if you can do it, other people can do it. These are a couple of my favorite people. This is how I was first introduced to this wonderful business model back in 1976. This is Rich DeVos and Jay Van Andel when they were young, when they started Amway. And when they started that company, they'd already been distributors of Nutrilite. They loved the model. That company was kind of falling apart. And so they started their own company. And not only did they have their own company, but they were the founding sponsors of that company. So they were out there doing the most important thing, and that's recruiting other people and building a business. And it just took off like crazy until something happened. This is that first little thought right there. Everything duplicates. Stay out of management. Management moves out into depth. Now you're an overseer. Well, then that gets duplicated. And so I've got a talk of Rich DeVos talking about that their business just exploded. And then they quit recruiting people themselves. They went into management. Well, their key people went into management. And it did. It moved down into depth. And so he says, lead with your feet, not with your mouth. And this is such a wonderful thing. I remember a meeting I was at, and it was a Q&A, and the guy on the stage was just reading little notes that were turned in and says, how can I get my group to go? And he says, go get a new group. And this is something that just really stuck in my head. Nothing will ignite your business like putting in new legs. That's new people. Wow. Here's another thing, I think. It's not about what you don't know. It's about what you're not doing. Well, the universal solution to everything is sponsor another person. Just do everything you can to bring in a new good person. That changes everything. Milking cows, what's that got? Well, that's the linear income. Go to work, get paid. There's limitations. You can only do so much doing that way, but sponsoring people, teaching other people to sponsor people, teach three. This is a trinary business. Find three key people, teach them to do the same, and then just do that over and over again. And you create this exponential, reproductive, ongoing business, all powered by amazing products that change lives. And wow, we could make a big difference in this world. So this is an important thing. Leadership is the enthusiastic communication of your vision. What is your vision? When you go out and see people, they might not have heard anything about Rick Deitch or Neil Roth or Doug or anybody. You're there. You're the only one they know. And you want to have an enthusiastic vision, because people are going to be thinking, why should I join you? And this is something really powerful. When you're visiting with somebody, they're not joining the company or product necessarily. They join you. This is such a big thing. And once you have the vision, then recruiting is easy. Wow. This is all about thoughts and feelings, emotions. A leader is somebody that makes things happen that would not have happened but by their leadership. Just by definition, good leaders, every day, they're creating breakthroughs. Wow. Leaders are people with a willingness to take action. Everything is about action. Augmandino, this is a neat affirmation that you can say, success will not wait. If I delay, she will become betrothed to another and lost to me forever. This is the time. This is the place. I am the man. And so this is one of my very favorite thoughts. Man who stand on hill with mouth open will wait long time before roast duck fall in. Wow. So just let's do it. If it is to be, it is up to me. And let's go do this. And anyway, just excited to have you on the team. Make a decision. Let's go for it. July 1st, wow. We've got a year under our belt. We've got momentum. It's picking up. It's going faster, and success breeds success. Just one thought: if you've sponsored one person, well, that means you can do it. And if you can do it once, you can do it twice. If you can do it more than that, make it a habit. If you can get a customer, get more customers. And it's just about doing that over and over again. And then teaching other people to do those same things, and you will be a leader. So take care, everybody. Let's go do this.